Are you guys rich? I bet you're a trust fund kid. I bet they're on OnlyFans. These are some of the things that have been said to me in comments or even in person, in passing. If you're new here, I travel with this rock crawler. I live in this camper, which I pull with a flatbed. It blew up. We go all over the country full time. We don't stop traveling. We're going rock crawling. We're getting into all kind of stuff. Today, I'm going to address what everybody usually wants to know. How do we afford this? And how did we get here? Have a sit down with us and we're going to go over it all. If you're new here, then you might wonder, how do we afford this? And how did we get here? And so we want to revisit that and make it a lot better than my first video as far as how we afford this and what the process was leaving our house and getting to the stage that you've probably been watching for the last little bit.
Because we've been in over a year, and I was even like looking back at pictures myself, and the timeline kind of struck me like, wow, that's crazy. Like, we sold everything, we made the decision, sold everything, and headed out with less than 3 months. Quick and dirty. If you want to know the backstory of our camping and our off-roading and stuff, go to the first video, because we're not gonna delve into that.
Yeah, if you can suffer through our first video, you'll learn more. But we want to get down to the cliff notes basically, so it's a little easier to watch. Also, if you'd like to hear more, you can go to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast, and there's a big explanation on there. That's a funny listen.
Yeah, he talks about me peeing in a Minnie Mouse potty, so check that out.
Yeah, good stuff.
So last year, 2022, we bought a camper from a guy in the off-roading community because we wanted a little more room when we went on our weekend wheeling trips. We bought it April 1st. We rehabbed it because it was like a...
It was a 2000 model Jayco 30-footer.
Yeah, so it was 2000 model, but it didn't have any frills with it. So we rehabbed it, and you'll see pictures of that and a little bit of video. And so we did that within a month, and then we had, I think the first trip we took out, we had our old truck, the white one that my husband just wrecked. Check that video out here. We have always been rock crawling and taking long weekends, and yes, we were trying to figure out how to make it more comfortable. Yes. And we came to the conclusion that a flatbed that we could put the crawler on and pull a full-size camper behind was the ultimate setup. So we done that, and we went a few times and we loved it, having that kind of comfort. And we found ourselves going places, and because of our remote capabilities and homeschool and everything, we were like, we'll stay an extra day. And everyone else would leave, and then we would stay to ourselves, and campgrounds would clear out, and we're like, man, this is nice. We just loved it. We just fell in love with the whole setup, how comfortable the camper was. I had always dreamed of just traveling full-time with the rock crawler and stuff, and I joked with Lindsay about it a bunch, and then when we were going to try and do it more and just rent our house out, there's more on that in another video. She's decided, screw it, you're right, let's just sell everything, let's do it. I'm like, well, who are you? We went to Harlan, like mid-July, and I had been mulling it over my head, doing research. Like, I don't want to go in and say that, like, we just did it. Like, I'm not that crazy. So I was watching YouTube, I was researching, and so I'd already done all that, and I had done the calculations in my head, and given the real estate market, I was like, it's better for us to just jump all in. Especially, like, Philip wanted his dream buggy. I wanted a solid rig that I could trust to just consecutive wheeling, back to back to back. After seeing how much we spent on the buggy last year, this is what he's saying. Yeah, anyway. That hurts. Maybe that'll be a whole nother video. We can go over how much money we spent on the buggy in 1 year, traveling that much. That would be a good video. So anyway, I just went to him and be like, listen, if this is really something that we want to do, and I feel like we could be really happy, and I'm going to say we discussed it with our kids. Like, we didn't just decide to do this and not take their input into. I knew with the kids' age it was kind of now or never. Our daughter is on the age of preteenness. 12 going on 17. Yeah, I mean, I knew she wasn't going to want to be stuck in a camper with her brother for long periods of time. So We asked their opinion. They thought it was cool. They were into it. And so I just went to Philip and was like, let's just do it. And once he gave me the go-ahead, I did it.
Oh, we did it.
So that was the end of July. My goal was to put the house on the market by August 19th. That's purging everything. That is doing repairs to the house. That is cleaning. And we got it on the market August 12th.
And that was while I was working a full-time job in sales that required a lot of my attention for the last 10 years. I never stopped working. And we acquired this camper, which we bought out of a bankruptcy deal.
Yeah.
That was complicated, but saved us a lot of money.
Saved us a lot of money, but it was a nightmare.
So, and we sold the other camper, and then we remodeled this camper. There's a video to that, and put that in the description. I'm sorry for how bad my old videos are, and I bet you that 6 months from now I'll look back and think this video sucks. I keep trying to get better for you guys, but we were doing a lot. I mean, we emptied a house, like a 2,000 square foot, you know, bonus room garage. We had, you know, acre of land. I had multiple toys and trailers and vehicles, and we just sold all that stuff.
It was a mass sale. I mean, people thought we were getting divorced.
Yeah, there was. It was rumored at my work that we were getting divorced because I was super busy and stressed, and just we were fire sale on Facebook. It's like, this is for sale, that's for sale, and people were like, what's going on? We didn't exactly tell the world our plan. We told some close friends, but we didn't like publicly announce what we were doing.
So end of July I made the decision. House on the market by August 19th. We were very lucky the house went under contract within like 3 weeks. So we had the house under contract by like mid-September. We had to be out of the house by October 20th or something. So we continued to purge, get a storage unit. In the meantime, like he said, we knew we needed a bigger camper. So we got this camper, like he said, through a bankruptcy, which was just a whole nother level of stress. But we ended up getting it a little early. But we got it mid-September. We brought it home September 19th. You'll see the picture. We had a month.
Yeah.
To make this camper ours, get everything in it, and
get everything out of our house still. Like, we're still just loads to the dump.
Oh God, we took 10 loads to the dump.
10 loads to the dump. Multiple truckload, long bed truck full of donation stuff.
Oh my gosh, I think I went to the donation place like 20 times.
I think we had a yard sale 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah.
And at the end of each yard sale, we just put it out at the end of the driveway and then posted on Facebook that it was free.
Just take it.
And watch people come scavenge it all. That was funny.
But I want to say this about that. I am somebody who holds on to stuff. Philip, not so much. But I never knew it could be so freeing to get rid of the junk. I can't put it into words. And I'm not saying this to be like, do what we did, but I'm just saying, like,
you don't need as much as you think you do.
The benefits of it were and still are amazing. Like, people say, how do you live in a camper? Like, it's simple. It's simplified. Everything has a place. You can't have too much stuff. I can clean the camper within 15 minutes, top to bottom. It's an amazing, simplified life. I don't miss my house.
I don't miss it at all.
When we go back to having a regular, like, stationary place, like, we won't have a house that big. We just don't miss it. We're simple folk, so there's that. But so just, it's hard to put into words how quickly everything was happening. Like, and in the meantime, you know, this trip doesn't just go. Like, we didn't just hop in the truck and be like, oh, where are we going? Like, I was spending hours on end at nighttime after spending all day rehabbing the camper, planning our routes, doing research on what we needed in the camper. You know, like, a lot of work went into this. I don't even know how we slept during that time period.
I don't either. It's kind of a blur, honestly. The rewards of it all make it worth it. I think I try to block a lot of that out. You know, it was a lot.
Because he was working, I was working, the kids are homeschooled, you know, we were rehabbing the camper, the kids were going to a co-op, so one day a week I was taking them to actual school. My kids play soccer, they were playing soccer,
Oh, yeah.
So like life went on, and so, you know, it's just, it's incredible to me. We were meant to take this trip, is what.
Oh, God worked it out, because if you had saw how badly it started off, Yeah. And that's a whole other video.
That's a whole other story about once we got on the road camping, we had like some issues.
We had a lot of things happen that I believe would have ruined a lot of people and said, this ain't for us. But we were just like, we would have this issue if we lived in a house. You know, like we're just going to figure this out and push through. We'll go into that another time.
I was committed to, you know, like everybody's like, I can't believe this. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I do all this and I get into it and 6 months down the road, I'm not happy. Well, then chalk it up to we did it, and I just go buy a house and we start, you know, doing that again. And it's like, I was committed to 6 months, but we got to the 6 month mark and just like
kept
loved
going.
it.
And then now we're a year, and you'll have to hang around to see what our plans are, but hint, hint, we're not stopping.
Yeah. So, you know, definitely we felt like we were meant to take this journey. There were things that could have stopped us along the way. I can't fathom in the time frame that we did it how we actually got everything done. Everything fell into place. We found the camper when we needed to find it. You know, we found the buggy that we were meant to have. You know, it all fell into place. Phil freaked out and almost wanted to back out on it, and so, you know, I had to talk him off the ledge, which is role reversal. So just things happened that.
Yeah, there was a point where we were walking through the house.
That was quite
empty.
It
was really empty and echoey. And it's under contract. The camper's in the driveway, and we're already staying the night in the camper. And I'm like, oh, are we doing this? We're crazy. What is happening? And we don't even have a buggy at this point.
No.
We hit the road without having a rock crawler. Lindsay was solid. She's like, we got this. We got this. But we were totally prepared to throw in the towel 3 to 6 months in. I was prepared to fail and say, at least I tried, rather than not do it out of fear and then always wonder what if. And now I don't have to wonder what if. So here's what you probably really clicked on this video for, is how do we afford this? It is not cheap to travel like we do and maintain a rock crawler. The reason that we can afford this is, one, God is good and has blessed us. I don't have anything that I don't owe to God, and you know, I don't have it all figured out, but I try to stick to His plans and what His expectations for my life are, and He just continues to bless us. We have been a steward with money and give accordingly to what the Bible says, and we have never done without. The reason that we can afford all this is we don't have any debt. I don't owe anybody for the car, the camper, the truck, the buggy, or anything like that. We just, you know, even before all of this, we didn't have anything but the house. So that's it. When you don't have a bunch of payments, you can live a life you can't imagine. And I think people have a hard time wrapping their head around that, and they think that we're loaded or this, that, and the other. But Lindsay works. She does well. She's been the same company for 15 years, and us not having any debt and sticking to a budget and saying no to things allows us to do this. So
we've talked, I mean, we could probably address this going forward in the going forward video, but and we're not going to lie to you and say that we didn't splurge. Like, we had savings.
This first year, we definitely done a bunch of things that cost more than it should have.
Right, but we were going on a once-in-a-lifetime trip, in our opinion.
Yeah, at that time, we were thinking, like, well, this is the trip, and we don't know how long we're going to do this. Moving forward, it's going to look a little bit more budget-friendly.
You know, take the trips. So that was the thing, you know, life's short, take the trip, and if you're going to take a once-in-a-lifetime trip, then make it worth it.
Yeah, plan for it. Don't finance it, but stick some money in an envelope every month. And man, you got a goal, go for it. Save some money, discipline yourself, wait on the gratification, and you'd be shocked at what that'll do for you. If you meet me and you say must be nice, and you're not just joking, that'll be the end of our conversation, because you have no idea how hard we work to be here.
Yeah, it's like we've worked, me and him, you know, it's like we joke that he doesn't have a job, but you know, YouTube is his job now.
Well, yeah.
But both of us have worked since we were like 15, so like we have worked hard.
I still work. I just don't work in the sense that most people think. You know, there's ways you can make money with money and make good decisions, and I like to hustle and buy something for a good deal, whether it's a property or a vehicle or anything, and try to flip it for a profit. That works out well, and now YouTube's paying us. And it's very, very small, but But hey, we appreciate you watching, and we're gonna see where this goes. And if it was to really take off, we'll just keep pouring back into cool content and a journey to share with you guys.
So follow along with two country bumpkins that just kind of took a jump in life.
We just dove all the way in, and now we're a year in and we're not stopping.